Important problem now, hearing loss. Approximately 36 million Americans report some degree of hearing loss, and men are more likely to be affected than women. Yet only 1 in 5 people who could be helped by wearing a hearing aid actually does. Neil DeSarno is an audiologist and chief staff officer with the American Speech Language Hearing Association. Neil, good to see you. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Is this all about stigma? Are people just not wearing hearing aids because of the stigma attached to wearing one?
That's part of the reason. You know, if you ask that question to some of those 36 million people, they'll say, you know, my hearing's not bad enough. It's really fine. I can get by. And they think they're getting by, but they're really not.
And I think also if you gave those people a piece of paper and a pencil and said, draw me what a hearing aid looks like, they would probably still draw that very large device that sits on top of the ear. And the devices have come a long way since then.
They certainly have. So a lot of the stigma is gone. And stigma was one of the reasons that held people back. They didn't want to appear like they were getting older.
I want to ask you, before we get to the devices, a recent study that came out that involved chickens that were able to regrow sound-detecting cells. At the moment, we don't think humans can do that, right?
We don't think so. We're pretty sure humans can't. But this research is really very exciting. It shows that these animals, these birds that were affected by hearing and damaged hearing loss, they're actually able to regenerate and regrow hearing cells. And the research hopefully is moving in the direction where there may be an application for humans at some point in the future.
Crossed. Talk about some of the devices. Come on over here, Neil.
Sure.
They are much different than the one I saw my grandfather wearing. What's this one about?
This one here, this one's called the ReSound Lynx. And the ReSound Lynx actually is a made-for-iPhone hearing aid.
Right.
And it's more... It works really well with a tech-savvy person. It actually takes a lot of the stigma away because individuals would actually be sitting there looking at their iPhone when they're really making adjustments to their hearing aid.
Are these very expensive?
They're in the range of about $2,300 a piece. So, you know, Matt, hearing aids... People are worried about the cost of hearing aids, but I think what they don't realize is the hearing aid is only the device. It's the rehab plan and the audiologist that you work with that helps you make the adjustment.
This one's called the Starkey Halo, and we've got it connected to an audio recording. What is its main feature?
So the Starkey Halo, one of the neatest things about this is if you frequent the same coffee shop or the same restaurant every day, you can optimize this device so that when you walk into that place, it automatically knows. It's geotagged to that area. It automatically knows where you are, and it automatically optimizes it.
And let's take a listen. We've got an audio recording right now of a restaurant with all the noise that someone might encounter without one of these devices. Let's listen to that.
We came to this restaurant. It's always been one of my favorites. The desserts here are amazing.
All right, a lot of people will be able to identify with that recording. We hear more of the background sound than what we want to hear. Now let's listen, after connected to the Starkey Halo, that same situation.
I'm really glad we came to this restaurant. It's always been one of my favorites.
Amazing, isn't it?
The desserts here are amazing.
It's a huge difference. It takes the background noise right out.
Amazing.
All right. This one's called the Lyric. Tell me about this.
This is the Phonak Lyric. This is the sort of a semi-permanent device. It's placed in your ear by your audiologist, and it stays there for 2 or 3 months. You can shower with it. You can sleep with it. It's totally invisible, as you can see. It's way down in the person's ear canal. It's work with a patient on a subscription basis, on an annual basis.